Yes, y'all. What it do, baby?
Eat it die. Yeah.
Yeah.
We back, man.
Yeah.
Hit them with it, B.
What it is.
Let them know what we on.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yo. What it is, everybody. Welcome back to this young hump day evening. You're now rocking with the SimpFree podcast. It is October 9th, 2019, and we up in this bitch.
That October.
I'm B. Mason.
It's that boy Wizz, of course. You know, we in this thing for real tonight.
Yeah,
you know?
It's beautiful.
Come on in, y'all. Have some fun. Act a fool.
Yeah,
come on, we're going to talk about it. You already know how we get it in.
Can't wait.
You know? Anybody hitting the playback, what up, though? You ain't catching us live. It's all good. However you get it in. You know, but we want that live chat. We want that feedback, though.
If you got
That's what we're waiting for. You know what I mean? On this Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Man. I feel good, man. Of course, I always feel good when we podding on them. You feel?
You free?
Just talking our shit and then we out. That's it. That's how we doing, man. Having fun. We just got to talk about it.
Jump in there. Double dutch that.
You already know, man. This is episode 26, if y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
SimpFree podcast. We've been at it for a little bit. Since
like,
last February. Is voting still worth it? We gonna talk about it, you know. We got to talk about it. We got to put it on the table, you know.
And see, this is one of those subjects, too, that everybody has an opinion on.
Yeah.
I feel like people will hold back talking about religion before they'll hold back talking about their views on politics. You know what I mean? People are really quick to express their views on politics.
You should be able to express your views on any subject.
I feel you.
For real. I don't believe in being scared of nothing. Just talk about it. Just put it out there. Fuck it.
Right. But I'm just saying that's what I noticed.
No, but yeah, you're right. You know, it's a touchy subject. People always got plenty of ideas about it, so that's why we're going to put it on the table, you know? And that's why we're doing it.
Juice it up.
So you already know how we go down, man.
What's
Everybody
up?
That rock with us for real, you know, we start off with the goofy, random shit segment. And I would be remiss without mentioning super duper, ooper. They ain't even no word. I just did that.
Super duper.
Boss shit.
Ooper.
I love bossy moves and the super of bossiest moves.
Yeah.
Ever.
Maybe
not ever. That's an exaggeration.
I don't know.
A very big boss move has came from that man Tyler Perry.
Give it up for TP. 2 hands for TP.
You gotta salute him, man. This man opened up his own studio, like a magnificent studio.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The ill part about it is from coming from homeless to circling back around to getting a 300 plus acre place that was like a Confederate place that slaves built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To like have that as your own studios, and it's magnificent. It's like better than Hollywood studios. Like that goes without saying. Like that, we always salute boss stuff like that here at the SimpFree podcast. We are not on no sucker shit. We love seeing people win.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to get people shine on. Now, do you find it interesting? Do you have any issue with the way he gets his paper?
What, from wearing a dress?
Yeah.
That's his business.
Yeah.
Just like what everybody else do is their business. Though we may speak about it, it's still your business. And I'm not just going to make that exclusion for TP. Because I feel that way about everybody. You know what I mean? You do what you do. What you eat don't make me shit.
Because I hated the image when it first came out. But it was a funny character. So it's like...
hold on.
It's a funny character.
Since we on the topic, I do have to say this. Yeah. When Martin was wearing the dress, nigga, we was rolling on the floor and wasn't thinking about no shit.
When he was Shanae.
When he was Shanae, when he was his mama. You know,
that Big Mama stuff got kind of played out. That first one was cool, but
yeah, but he even played his moms on his show too.
Yeah,
you see,
on the Martin show. Yeah,
a long time. Yeah. Nobody had shit to say then.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I was young though then too. I wasn't woke either.
That's true too.
You know what I mean?
I guess you're right.
I didn't have the knowledge. So, but now that I'm game, I look at it different. But I cannot knock his hustle. Like I salute that. I don't give a damn how you feel about Tyler Perry. Really. It ain't about that because think about that's magnificent. That's monumental. He can put out his own everything.
And not only that, but the community that is in, man, he's creating so many opportunities, bro.
Yeah, man.
So many opportunities. Man, there's a bunch of people out here doing great things like that young boy, young Moses West. You know what I mean? Y'all know you want to get on young Moses. If y'all don't know about Moses West, G pulled up. Something I saw earlier too, but I kind of looked over it. But you opened it up, and I'm glad you did.
You put it on the floor. Talk about it.
But yeah, man, Moses
just learned about this man.
Is actually an African American male who invented an atmospheric water generator.
That's incredible.
And this water generator takes air and turns it into clean water. So it's basically called a clean water machine. And he's patented this, and he has put it in 3 places right now. You know what I mean? He said you can get up to 1, 2, 300,000 gallons, 1,000,000 gallons of water using this machine just by pulling moisture from the atmosphere.
Fairly cheap.
And
way cheaper than the normal way.
Exactly. And he put it in 3 places.
Yeah. Go ahead, hit him with it.
Man, is the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan, man. Like catching water. City, man. He using the atmosphere.
Oh, 2 hands for Moses West.
And he started that in 2015. He using the atmosphere, the air, sucking it in and filtering out clean water for you to drink.
So it's like
that is incredible, man.
It's like
what a genius.
Dehumidifier, but it filters the moisture into clean water.
So that ties in with Tyler Perry. Those are 2 powerful moves. Tyler Perry has circumvented the Hollywood, right? They might have to come to him for certain things because his stuff's so dope. Moses, he's creating something that's going to be cheaper and it's going to help the public. Do you think they should fear for their life? Let's put it out here now in case something happens. Because, you know, when people are monumental and they do, like, great things, shit happens. If you're melanated, if you ain't noticed. Like, for real.
Let me put it like this.
That shit is kind of scary, though.
In the history,
I pray for him.
In the history of things we've seen, I don't think TP got nothing to worry about. Tyler Perry don't have anything to worry about as far as, in my opinion, compared to Moses West. Because what Tyler Perry's doing, he's creating a larger vessel for people to be able to.
But nobody has ever done this, as far as melanated people.
But again, that's what Hollywood does. So they kind of got that more in common. So he may become useful to them more so than Moses basically changing an entire civilization with his free clean water machine.
Now, if he start beating them in sales and he actually start producing shit that's killing like stuff that they done spend $200-300 million on, and he producing stuff that he spent 15, 10, and is grossing way more, and everybody is backing that, they're not gonna be happy.
They're not.
And I'm talking about the masses. I'm talking about you already know, Big Brother out there, the eyes in the sky.
I think Moses is more at a disadvantage.
Hey man, what's his name? Moses what?
Moses West.
Moses West, man. Salute to that man, and you gotta rock with that. And please be careful.
He's single-handedly butt thumbing the bottled water industry.
You know what I mean? That is incredible. He's created his own clean water. Pretty much. Straight up.
I love it, man. Big shout out to Moses West.
That shit crazy to me. Like, it's incredible. Like, I haven't heard nothing like that. I'm happy I ran across that story.
Yeah.
That's what we all about at the SimpFree podcast, man. Shining light on positivity.
Stand in your power, man.
You know what I mean? We like having fun and enlightening people and putting them on new stuff.
And that's another example that you ain't got to ask for permission.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
For real. And always, any type of businesses, we love pubbing that. So if you're trying to get out here, holla at us. You know what I mean? I always start off with TonyRain.com. Please. TonyRain.com. Best multi-uses body cream on earth, in my opinion. Hair and body. And she also has a book. I was supposed to be nothing. So go check that out. TonyRain.com, man.
Mother Butter. Big shout out.
Last week we promoted the Boston Soul Cafe. I want to give them another little shout out, you know. Yeah, I got them on our docket.
Yes, sir.
Their address, 1553 Kalamazoo, Southeast Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49507. Because we are out the mitten. If you ain't know, it's mitten love around here. B, where you from, bro?
Man, I'm from Flint. Like, so here's
right
here. This is where I'm from. Man. I live over here, but I'm from over here.
In Fly City, man. And
that's what it is.
By that thumb, man. Detroit.
Right up in there. You right now. You up south. I know where you at, man.
We both come from the east side of the state, residing on the west. It's all mitten love, man.
Love,
you know how we get it in? Yeah. Yes. So I got another thing, man. You know how people get depressed sometimes and they don't feel like they're living up to their expectations, right?
Yeah.
That happens all the time, right?
It does. It happens.
I got a remedy.
What's that?
Just lower your expectations. That way you'll be good. Because you have to be honest with yourself. You might not be equipped for the shit you want to do. Everything ain't in the cards for everybody.
That's
true.
You
know what I mean?
But how can you?
Somebody got to work these jobs that nobody else want to, and that might be your destiny.
You're walking a fine line now, because now you're talking about the difference between lowering your expectations and settling.
No, it's being real. Once you have a certain amount of time on this earth,
okay,
you know what I mean? You know what you're good at and what you ain't.
Right.
And if you're not privy to any other type of way to get it, and it ain't been working, and you've been doing it for 15, 20 plus years, maybe 30, just lower the expectations. Do something different.
Oh, I see.
That might not be for you.
Okay, that's different.
You know, give it a go. Be honest with yourself.
Now
and do something different.
Now you got to
give lower your expectations. That way you winning.
Got to give an example.
You might want to be a lawyer. Or you might want to be a doctor. But once you get to school, you barely can get a 2.5. That's not in the cards for you. You know what I mean? If you're not applying yourself and the school don't come easy to you, you got to change your way. You know what I mean?
You saying people wasting time?
Yeah, if you work in a regular job and you want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't have no type of business plan, you don't have an idea what you want to do, you don't have any type of goals or anything or any type of business idea,
okay,
it's not going to just come out the sky.
Because you might not
like if you ain't put the work in, and if you haven't been researching or doing anything for it, just be honest and be like, I've been bullshitting. I'm not gonna be an entrepreneur.
Because it's a lot of people that don't have the know-how to obtain the resources. They don't know how to write a plan or even where to start looking for the information to write a plan. So you gotta at least have the idea.
I'm saying, but if you have the idea, you will seek the research. Mm-hmm. You know, you seek the knowledge and shit you're interested in.
You start asking the
question. So if you ain't even seeking the knowledge, but you just saying you want to do it, that means you really don't want to do it. You got to put work in. And if you're not putting the work in, that's fine. You know what I mean? Don't set your goals so high. Bring them back.
And I got to say this too, since you're on that. If you're praying, you got to be doing the work too. Yeah. Prayer without work is dead. Absolutely. God ain't going to give you nothing if you ain't trying to get it for yourself. Just gotta put that out there.
I mean, I'm saying though, like, because people, I think they run into problems when they like have their goals too lofty and they see other people living like they feel they should be, but they not putting the work in. Like, stop living off of somebody else's dreams. Like, you may want it, but if you ain't putting the work in and you don't have no avenue or stream to get it, lower the expectation, get something attainable, and then set another goal after that. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
Because I was honest with myself. I knew it was a lot. I would love to be like some type of dope financer or some accountant type. I'm terrible with numbers. Like, I was stupid. Once I hit college, I knew numbers wasn't in the cards for me. You know what I mean? I love counting money, seeing money, but numbers don't be computing fast enough without like a computer. You got to be quick on your feet. I'm not. I left that alone. You know what I mean? I got away from it. I didn't put the work in sports. I wanted to play baseball and basketball. I didn't grind. I had to let it go. You know what I mean? I didn't let it bog me down. You know?
What about the situations then that you put the work in and you haven't stopped putting the work in? You've been consistent and you still ain't at where you at. 10, 15 years later.
It ain't in the cards.
What about the movie Acrimony? He got on late.
Oh, that. But he got on late, but he had a persistent goal and dream. He didn't give up. He didn't just pull some shit out of thin air. He was working on that for years and years. You know what I mean?
Moving in the
same direction. He putting the work in. He was grinding.
You got your exceptions.
Feel me? That's different. Just like we had our clothing line. If we kept going, kept working, who knows where it went? But Correct. You only know if you keep trying. So that's different. Like I'm saying, at least have the idea. Something to work towards. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't say I want to be this or that and you've done no type of research, you've put no work in or anything. It's not going to come to you. There is no magical person out the sky that's going to hand you an opportunity. It's not going to happen. Just lower your expectations, all I'm saying.
That's kind of heavy, though. I don't know. Tell them people to lower their expectations. I don't know. I don't like the way you put it.
If you see your kid has zero athletic ability, it doesn't make sense to go through all them training camps, spend all them thousands of dollars, knowing he ain't going to make it in college.
Let's
like high school is going to be the farthest he going to go.
Let's word that shit better.
You can see when you can watch your kids play sports. You can be like, he ain't gonna be that good.
Yeah, I know.
Some parents hold on, and I don't blame you. But you know if your child got it or not.
When you know,
it's natural. It come to them. Now you can put the work in and make yourself college, but they have to be willing to put the work in. You can't be forcing them like you have to do this and create a regimen for. No, they have to want to do it. They have to come to you like, can you help me with this? Can
you should know.
Yeah, like because anytime you force something on somebody, they don't want it.
You don't want to give a couple shout outs.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's holler at the people.
What's up, family? Miss Terry Williams, what's good? Mama
Terry Williams, what up?
What's poppin'? Tony, we see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all chiming. That's what it is.
Let's see what Tony Rain said. She said, "I see your hands in multiple pots, aka multiple streams of income." Yeah,
right. But
that'll work if you. But you have to have that mentality though.
But when it comes to multiple pots though, you gotta have that. You got more than 3 streams, you don't have any. You got more than 3 hustles, you don't have any, because you can't spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, I do like. I'm on the fence with that because if you're good at multiple things, I say do it. But I think you should master something. You know what I mean? Make that pop and then move on to the next. It's always great to have stuff in the cup ready to roll. Like, you know what I mean? So you ain't stagnant, but you should master something first.
On the rephrase,
and then move on.
When it comes to generating income, you always want to have at least 3 streams if you can help it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when it comes to creating a brand or creating a product, you do want to try to master that one at a time.
If you haven't gotten it off the ground or it's not where you want it to be.
Yeah, get that machine working on its own. So then that can work for you. And then you can focus on the next project.
Yeah.
Only way to fly, man.
Jeff Duffalo, what up though? He say always shoot for the moon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds nice, but
no, I'm with him though. That does sound nice, and I feel like that's what, at least at the worst case scenario, what you should tell your children: shoot for the moon. You can do anything you want to do.
But you might be lying to them. You already know they're handicapped in certain areas.
If they want to do it, they'll do it. And if they're incapable of doing it,
that's what I'm saying. If you see,
then they'll have the knowledge.
You see, it's not gonna work, and you lead them astray, and you let them keep going down that area. I think you. I mean,
honestly though,
dishonest.
How many people you know that actually keep going after some shit they washed up in? Besides an athlete, rapper,
plenty,
or actor,
plenty,
or
man.
Singer.
It's plenty people think they still got it, still holding on. You know what I mean? I can't name names because I don't know. And I don't care. I can't knock nobody hustle or their dreams, but I'm just saying. If you're still pursuing it and you're happy pursuing it, do it. But I'm talking about the people that have such lofty goals and then they get depressed when they don't reach them. Just lower them. You knew you wasn't going to get that high in the first place. You didn't have no way. You know? Just be honest with yourself is all I'm saying.
It's cold-blooded, G.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. You got to be honest, man.
I hope nobody's children is watching this because G will totally demotivate the fuck out of them.
No. If you have a dream and a goal, pursue it.
Okay, that's better. For the kids, for the children.
But also be realistic. Make it a realistic goal. Make it something you know you can achieve and attain. Because life is gonna kick you in the ass. You're gonna realize very soon, very often that
and regularly.
You're gonna know it's gonna life. Hey man, life is always there to kick you in the ass, thump you in the nuts, like whatever. It's always there to hold you down.
If it ain't a thump, it's a grave.
You know what I mean?
Those are sometimes
just to let you know they're there. Just to let you know they're there.
You know they say a sprain can be worse than a break.
You hear me?
You free?
I'm just saying. Just be honest.
Yeah, it won't be me.
If you're not depressed or you feel good, even though you ain't made it, then cool. Because that's how I am. Like, I don't let shit bog me down. Like, I want to be different places. But if I haven't put the work in or I haven't tried to make it there, then I'm not going to be mad. I'm just going to be like, all right, well, I get there eventually.
No,
but as long as I'm putting the work in, I'm cool with it.
And you
but
can't
if I'm not putting the work
either.
in or even trying or putting effort, then I'm not going to expect to get shit from it.
Alright, good. Because
I'm not under no illusions.
If you ain't putting no effort in, you can't complain.
But there's plenty of people don't put hardly any effort in, lie to themselves, say they putting effort in, and then get mad when they don't reach their goal.
Now, when you're lying to yourself, that sounds like a deeper issue.
Yeah, but it feel good to put that out in the public so people think you're doing something. You know what I mean? You always gotta. People always want to be attention whores. They always want to make people think that they're doing better than what they are.
Now, are you speaking in?
Not in absolutes, but that's where people run into problems. You see flossing or what you think is flossing or how you feel you should be living, but you ain't put the work in to get there. You don't know what that person did to get there. You know what I mean? You might not be built for it. You might get there and find out you really don't want it in the first place. That's what I'm saying, man. Don't be afraid to lower their expectations. Okay? There's nothing to be ashamed of. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
Lord,
be you.
That's crucial. You cruel, man.
Next thing I want to ask is, do you judge people with flip phones or iPhone 4s still today?
Hey,
do you feel bad a little bit? Man, motherfuckers pull off them iPhone 4s. I seen it. Today.
That's wallet size.
Or a flip phone.
Flip phone.
I find that to be interesting though, because you don't care obviously about any of the new technology being on the grid. You are completely an animal. You different. Like in 19, with no type of smartphone or anything, I almost feel sorry for him. But then I check myself, like, who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah, just because I got an iPhone, I'm make me better. But as soon as they pull that shit out, I'll be like, damn.
All right, check. So
do that.
If you got a flip, I would say
flip phone.
If you got a flip,
yeah,
I think you need to be at least 65, 70 years old.
No, these are young people.
Okay, then these people obviously have no employment, right? No job, so they can't pay a monthly.
No, they have jobs and everything.
And I'm gonna be quite frank. Typically, when you see the flip phone, it's an Obama boy. Typically, got 200 minutes a month on that thing.
Some people don't care about the technology like that, man. They feel that's a waste of money having a smartphone. They have better things to spend their money on.
Like what?
That's my thing. Sure you do. And that's why I'm asking, do you judge? Because I'm like, I don't care, man. A flip phone or an iPhone 4, oh my God.
I love my tech, bro, and I don't feel like you gotta have the latest and the greatest all the time, or spend a shitload of money on your tech. But you gotta be some kind of savvy. I mean, that's just what life is right now. That's where the time's going. You ain't got no kind of tech in your life, you're gonna be behind the 8-ball. Because it's getting to the point now when you go to the doctor office, you're gonna have to push some buttons. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you ain't gonna be able to get no help. And the same thing for your fast food restaurant and Speedway. So if your old ass don't know how to get up there and push a few buttons and order a burger, it's gonna be a long road for you. You're gonna need a lot of help.
Yeah, but you be in better shape if you at least have an iPhone 4 opposed to a flip phone.
Man, you can't even see that.
Yeah, do they still do upgrades for iPhone 4s? I doubt it.
Bro, can you imagine an iPhone 4 with iOS 11 on that?
Hey, man, seriously. Like, if you got an iPhone 4, like, you ill. Like, you live different. I commend you for being able to live like that.
For real, man.
Because in 2012, it took me to 2012 to get an iPhone.
All I'm saying is, if you got a jitterbug, you better be at least 70. Jitterbug got them big ass button size, like.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the hell was a jitterbug?
Big ass peacoat buttons on them.
Peacoat buttons.
Big ass buttons. That's how big they are.
Oh my God.
And it's just 1 through 0 pound star. That's it.
What y'all say, people? Is it wrong if you judge people like that? I think it's smart. Wait, Tony Rain said I think it's smart to have a cheaper phone. They're saving money. I feel you, but it's like still weird.
Jeff said people might be sick of the expense. You know, I guess. I get that too.
You might be, but I'm just saying though, like, think about yourself. Like, if you have the smartphone, you wonder how did you do it without it? Because I was resistant for a long time to get a smartphone.
Like with everything. That's like
as soon as you get it, you're like, damn, how did I live without this?
Yeah, it's like with everything. Like, bro, you can have all your lights on, fridge full of food, your car full of gas, all your rent paid, bills paid, everything. But if your internet cut off, you feel like you ain't got nothing.
Your phone is useless. You don't have Wi-Fi, nothing.
For the most part, yeah.
You done.
Especially if you're on a data plan. Yeah, you got that data. You're going to be getting hit over the head. You go past your little...
If you got an iPhone 4 or a flip phone, you honestly don't care about internet. Like, you don't even care about technology.
I don't even know. Do they still connect to the internet?
I don't know. That's the problem.
How fast could a flip be?
Flip, you is calling people, and that's it. You getting text messages, and you calling people. That's it.
They got some fancy flips out there. I've seen color flips, bro.
Color flips?
Yeah, I seen the color flip phone.
You telling me they coming back?
They back already, G. We having this conversation, man.
Nah, fam.
You must have got flash.
Flip phone.
You lucky motherfuckers ain't running around here chirping.
Hey, salute to y'all, man, with that shit. I'm just saying, it's funny. I don't know if you judge them or not. Because I found myself judging at first. But then I just said, oh, well, they just ill.
See,
like,
here you go.
I respected them for it. You know what I mean?
Digital detox.
Digital detox?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I need to do that.
Good luck with that.
I sit in front of the tech all day.
Yeah, I'm about to say, even if you're at work, you're using the internet, some type of technology.
Again, if you're not tech savvy, if you don't know how to operate computers or any kind of user face, you can't even get employment.
It's good we talking about that. We're going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to bring up this last little story. Are you familiar with alienation of affection law? Is anybody familiar with the alienation of affection law?
Is that even real?
Yeah.
Won't believe it.
It surprised me. This law that exists in North Carolina A man was married for 12 years and got divorced due to his wife cheating on him. That's normal, regular shit, right? That shit happen to everybody, right?
That's how it works.
Well, the man that she cheated with was found guilty of intentionally wooing his wife away. So he won the case and was awarded $750,000.
What?
So my question is, if that law was in all 50 states, right, and you was with somebody for a long time, do you think that would deter people from thinking, or at least thinking twice about cheating?
Bro, you mean to tell me
they gave him $750K
for getting his girl took?
But it's a kicker.
What's the kicker?
You suing that person
who took your girl.
They probably not gonna have $750,000, nor would they give a damn about giving it to you. So it's not. They can't be punished criminally.
Still,
but it can go on your. It's gonna go on your credit score.
And he can slap liens on your property and your vehicles.
Yeah, if you can't pay it, it turns into debt owed and shows up on your credit report. You are allowed to sue people you feel damaged. You know your marriage. Do you feel that's right? Do you think more people would do it if that law was like commonplace?
Hell yeah.
That would deter people?
Spitefully. People would definitely be suing whoever wang their baby mama. Definitely. I'm sure of it. I
mean, but when you look at the dude, you can be like, come on, man. You should have seen it coming. He's a weird looking motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's weird looking.
My man was smart enough to sue old boy for $700.
I mean, that's being petty though, dog. Like,
but he won, G. That's the scary part.
The issue is your wife. Like, this man just did. If he's a heterosexual, he just had sex with her.
And you just gave that man way too much credit. You sued him for wooing your wife, but his game's so good you had to sue him trying to get your shit back.
Yeah.
Wow.
That takes a lot of
that
courage.
boy got game. My man who got sued, player of the year.
They didn't show him, obviously, but
man,
my man was sick though. He was married for 12 years and he was mad.
I ain't never seen nobody cake their way into $750,000 worth of debt.
750 racks, but good luck getting it. I think this was awarded back in like 2015 or
but
something.
Think about that, bro. Okay, so
he still ain't been paid.
You got a crib that's worth $250,000. Lien.
I don't think they can place a lien on it.
Bro,
they said it's not criminal. Like it's not.
But that's not criminal. That's civil. If you owe $750,000, the person you owe that money to has the right to put a lien on your property. So it'll be
just like getting sued if you hit their car or whatever and was found liable for the damages. Then they sued you for it. You still owe that paper.
Yes.
So then, well, if you're getting garnished, that'll teach you.
Bro, fuck, it's gonna be $750,000. It's bigger than the garnishment. They're gonna put a lien on your house.
Yeah, but you ain't never gonna be able to pay that off. Majority of people ain't gonna be able to pay that off ever.
You have to file bankruptcy.
It's gonna be in your crib. Hey, I don't know. Is that playing the game smart though?
He caked his way into bankruptcy. Damn.
So you out here playing the game, but take this 750 racks with you.
That's an expensive game, boy. I hope it was worth it.
I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know what more people use that.
And that's what she get. Now you with somebody bum ass in debt.
You put them in debt. I hope it's worth it.
Yeah, both of y'all rubbed.
Or did you almost force them to stay together? Because now it's like, I got sued for $750. You damn sure can't leave.
You ain't going nowhere now.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'm going to get my money worth off your
this man to sue me for messing with money. You and you about to leave? Nah, we ain't doing that.
All that money out there.
I don't know. That's interesting. What's people saying? Do y'all feel good about that? Is that righteous or no?
No, that ain't right, man.
You
that
think
shouldn't even be real.
You think that's sucker shit?
That's moral, man. That's a relationship thing. That's an emotional thing. That shouldn't have nothing to do with monetary, lawsuits or whatever you want to call it. You shouldn't be able to sue nobody for snatching your girl. Like, pimps will tell you back in the day, she chose. She choosing. There ain't shit you can do about it. Sue or not, she gone.
Yeah, but it's but the only problem, like I said, it's only like 6 states that do it, so it's not common.
It shouldn't even be a thought.
It shouldn't. But my man was salty. He wanted to get back.
He was too salty.
He got his get back.
He took it to litigation.
And he took it there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, Jeff Duffalo say, "How about a crime of passion?" That turns into murder.
Different now. Hold on, Duffalo.
I guess I would rather sue somebody for $750 than the murder.
We talking Simpson.
Yeah, crime of passion. Yeah, you done ruined your life for that. Nah, I can't go that far.
Yeah, that's White Bronco.
$750K. That's just being petty. Like
that's a lot of guap.
You super petty.
How do you measure that?
I don't know.
How do you gauge the amount?
Over a 12-year span, you feel like you gave a certain amount, and
she was cheating for 12 years.
No, but I'm saying that was you established a lifestyle. Like,
man,
you got history. I'm assuming because I don't know where the $750K.
Well, he couldn't have been smashed potato every day because she was showing with my man. So what he missing for real?
Hey, good luck with that. I don't know, bro. Let's get into the show. I just found that case interesting. I don't know. I think people would think twice though. If that law was common, people would think twice.
You lost, about
cheating. You know what I mean? At least with married folk. You know what I mean?
And select better next time.
All right, so we're gonna do this, man. Episode 26. Should voting still be a thing, man? Because 2020 coming up.
It is.
It's a big election, people say. But voting has been around in my research since around, or as we know of voting, since like 1776, right?
Somewhere in there.
So from 1776 till now, this system has been in place.
Yes.
Do you really honestly feel like you've trusted any type of politician for real in a high place, like any president? Do you really feel like they fulfilled their obligations? Like, were you truly happy with any of the presidents?
I mean, I'm gonna be Frank Sinatra with you, man.
Go ahead, then.
I have no idea what their job is.
That's my thing.
Especially in my youth, I didn't pay attention. So politics and things like that was never a thought. But being an adult now and seeing how, things work, and they talk about tariffs and tax rates and war and shit like that, it does affect the economy, I guess. But my whole thing was, when it comes to politicians, it's like, what do they do that really affects your household in a positive way?
That's my thing. Whether you vote or not, will your life change?
Because the only thing I notice is laws and restrictions. You see what I mean? I don't notice any things being passed that's opening new avenues or opening things for prosperity or growth. Everything is to restrict from what I've seen. So I have no idea what the fuck they do.
And that takes in-depth studying though, because on their campaign trail, you need to write down all their bullet points on what they said they was gonna touch. Mm-hmm. And through their tenure, you need to be able to check them all off. But how many people do that? You know what I mean? Right. That's why I'm like, how serious do people really take this voting thing? You know what I mean? Because voting been around since 1776, as we know it today. Right. But us melanated people, we weren't allowed to vote until really 1868. And then they still held it down and really held it off until 1870. So it was a long period of time where they made it illegal.
You couldn't even vote.
For you to vote, right? So if people that didn't have your best interest at heart in the first place now allow you to vote, what do you think is going to change?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually.
But growing up, they say vote. Exercise your right. Mm-hmm. It's your right to vote. You know what I mean? You can't complain if you don't vote and all that.
That's true.
I think this shit is all scare tactics.
Here's my thing, man. It's a slippery slope, because in a sense you want to feel like you have a voice and have a part. Yeah. But there's been so many occurrences in the past and in election history that it's been a lot of debauchery, a lot of foul play involved, to where you taking a day off of work and making sure your child got extra care, or getting to those polls to make that move and to cast your ballot to put your 2 cents in has been shown invalid time and time again. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So I can see how people, especially people of color, can be discouraged, because from American history, it never seems to lean in their direction, no matter how many votes they've placed.
And we're obviously coming from a melanated person's point of view, because we're obviously melanated. So that's my point. I
speak my truth. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I give a fuck who watches.
1776 until now, what has changed? Whether you voted or not, how would your life be any different? You already on the bottom. Right. Statistics, especially financially, we're on the bottom of every statistical category. You can just pull it up, look it up. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, this topic is more so shouldn't we just change the way we think now? Isn't it time to just stop and really think about the process? You know what I mean? You've been voting, okay, I'll put it in my shoes. I was first able to vote in 2000. Do you remember what happened in 2000? Turned 18.
Oh, okay.
I was all happy about it. Going to college. That was my freshman year at Western.
Yeah,
you was there with me. Mm-hmm. We was all excited about it, right? In the year 2000, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first time I was legally able to vote. And you know, put my voice out there and make it be heard, right? Went to school, had the classes or whatever. I don't know if they gave you just early classes or gave you the day off. I don't even remember, but I know I put my vote in. And I remember, salute to our boy D. Giles. You know D. Giles. Salute to our mans out there. D. Giles, we rock with you, boy.
Hit us up.
But he was following a lot more than me. You know what I mean? And he was telling me about voting and all this. And so he had me all hype about doing it. And he was watching the news feed and all that, right?
Giles had you pumped about voting?
Because I wasn't up on it. He was just a little more educated about it. Not necessarily pumped about it, but he was into it, though. I was shocked, because we was young. And he was into it. So I'm like, all right. So I paid attention and watched that night, and then what happened? That's when Gore won, right? So we thought. Mm-hmm. But what happened? The Electoral College came in and changed it. Said, no. You know what I mean? Bush got it. And, you know, here we are today. We know history. So my thing is, if it can be manipulated and changed, what makes you think your vote is really going to matter?
Here's the rock.
I lose faith in that.
Here's the rock and the hard place. And I can totally understand why you would lose faith in that. But the rock and the hard place is, if we've all voting numbers, the only way they can win is if they cheat, which is why they cheat.
No.
But if we don't vote, then they're practically just giving free will to have their way to put in office whoever they want anyway.
But, I mean, it's going to be that way either way it go.
But you feel what I'm saying, though? If we all vote, they got to cheat to sway it. They have to. But if we don't vote at all, they'd have freedom to put it in. Why not put some resistance in their fucking way? And besides, I'm going to cast my ballot because my ancestors fought for my right to be able to do so. And I would be behooved for all the shit they had to go through for me to go be able to stand at a poll and put my 2 cents in. I'm going to put it in just off the strength of them.
And see, that's where I wanted to go right there. I think that's symbolism. I think that's symbolic type shit.
Got to.
That's not genuine, though. Our ancestors fought for the right because they were lied to. They were in despair. Their lives were different. Yep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if it was illegal to vote, so that make you think off top. Oh, this must be important if it's illegal. You could die. You know what I mean? You could be hung or any type of shit just to vote. It was illegal to vote, bro.
I know it was illegal.
So once they gave you the right, you're gonna think like it's some important shit. But what has it done? Like, it has done nothing for at least melanated people's point of view. We ain't in no better position voting than we were when we wasn't voting. Like, our people were lied to, man. Like, that's why they died for the right. They didn't have the information. They didn't have the technology. They was in despair. You know what I mean? So it's like saying that is not genuine.
I mean, call me ignorant to the facts because, like I explained earlier, I don't understand what politicians do. And I haven't noticed any changes no matter who's in office. The only change we noticed was when Obama was in office with the first buyer home credit shit. That was the only change.
I was in the home market, and I don't know if it was specific to Obama, but he was the president at the time. Yeah. That is the only thing I have seen from him. Right. But I don't know if it would have been different if anybody else was
They say that was his initiative. His administration.
I don't put anything past any politicians, like, especially, at least on the local level, right? If you have somebody that you believe in and you feel that can make a change, absolutely go vote. I'm an advocate for voting and putting your ballot out there and letting your voice be heard. If you genuinely know somebody is genuine person and they're not on no evil devil shit and you can trust them, absolutely go vote, especially on local levels. But the higher up, the public don't choose that. Like, it's been seen over and over. Like, the popular vote is not the most important. It's the electoral. The electoral colleges were really, like, you know, make the decisions.
Now, I do know.
So what difference do it make?
How it's set up is that the people's votes are supposed to influence the electoral vote. But who says whoever is in office at that time gives a shit about what the people think in the first place?
Thank you.
They have their own agenda at heart. I'm sure, because as we all know, shit never works for civilians in the most part, especially for mostly minorities. So with that being said, we know the system isn't designed for all people.
The system is what?
That the system is not designed for everyone.
Exactly. So
I think
why not do something different?
here's the difference. And man, I be coming with some absolutes though. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm feeling the only way we affect change is economically, is with our dollar, our spending habits. Just like the boycotts with the boys, them was real fucking boycotts, bro. Them one just stop, chill, don't ride the bus on Friday. They stopped.
Yeah, they tap pockets.
They stopped.
And
that is the only way to get what we want is by our demand.
That's why I think our vote should be held.
But if we hold our votes, then
as a people,
again,
we don't vote.
See, so how about this?
We don't join that system.
I'm feeling like
this. It doesn't matter.
I'm feeling like it was illegal for us to vote in the beginning. Then they gave us the right to vote. Then they start cheating with the votes. Now they want to make us like, you know what, fuck it, we don't even want to vote. Fuck that. I'm voting. Period. You ain't gonna win both ways around the board. I'm casting my ballot and put my 2 cents in. Do what you will with my piece of paper, but you know what I put on it. That's how
because I vote independent anyway. I don't support any type of Democrat necessarily or Republican. If a Republican got some good shit, I can rock with that. If a Democrat got some good shit, I can rock with that. And at this point, there's not a single Democratic candidate that I would even consider voting for. So it's like, at that point, I would just be voting just to vote. And I think that does nothing. A lot of people do that. It was our right to vote. We were supposed to vote. But for what? You don't know the policies. You're not keeping up with nothing that they're doing. You're not educating yourself about it. You're not educating other people. You're just voting. And then somebody asks you, so what are you voting for? What did they do? And you you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
I don't think that's effective.
No,
I just think you should do something different. Like,
that's another story though, because if you cast in a ballot, you shouldn't just be casting it blindly. You should do some research. If you're going to make the decision to vote, you should do some research.
Majority of people don't, bro.
Make it count for real. Don't just vote for random people or the wrong motherfucker.
They do. If the public say this is who we should be voting for, that's cool for some people. They don't look no further into it. They just vote. You know what I mean? And I think it's time to just change the system up. Like, we need to be demanding this stuff specifically. And that's why I'm a part of this ADOS movement. Like, whether you feel about how you feel about it is up to you. But
now explain this ADOS movement.
ADOS is American Descendants of Slaves. That like specifically labels us melanated Americans. You know what I mean? People that don't have any specific ties to another country. Like, they can say you're African, but where?
I see what you're saying.
You know, some people, most people say, oh, I'm Kenyan, or I'm Australian, or I'm Asian, or
because they know
I'm from China, I'm from Japan. We don't have that.
I know.
You know, us melanated Americans, we can't do that. So we need something specifically labeled for us. So that's why I feel like that's a righteous movement. You know what I mean? I support everybody voting, but vote for something righteous. Like, use your right to vote if you feel like it, but don't be pressured into it.
Definitely
like,
not.
I don't want to hear my ancestors. I don't want to hear all that. Like, I have the right to vote if I don't feel like voting. I feel if my ancestors was educated and had the information I have, a lot of them wouldn't have made the right to vote either. You know what I mean? Their lives was totally different. It was a total different circumstance. They put their lives on the line so we could be here right where we are.
Correct.
You know what
That's
I mean?
Hence why I will cast my ballot.
But that doesn't mean it was right. You know what I mean? Because you weren't allowed to vote in the first place, and you still was in this same fucked up situation after you was able to vote.
I can now.
Shit just stayed the same and stayed just as bad. You know what I mean? At least from the melanated perspective. So that's what I'm saying. We need to be promised specific things.
So basically what you're saying, voting isn't worth it.
If you're not promised nothing specific, then what difference do it make?
But every politician promises you something specific.
No, they don't. Not specifically
That's the whole
to melanated
campaign.
Americans. No, they don't.
To people or whoever their audience is or whoever they're talking to.
I'm not talking about to the public. I'm not talking about to everywhere. I'm talking about each specific group.
Now, you know that shit ain't going to happen because now
then
you're talking affirmative action. They're singling out a particular group. They can't do that. They won't do that.
Yeah, because you put a thing called benign neglect. I learned that. That means they can't specifically promise anything to melanated black people. What we call black people. I hate saying black people. I hate that term, but that's what most people know it as, black people. But they said don't ever put nothing out there in the books to specifically go towards that group of black people. But other groups have gotten those said things that they said we can't get. I know people that receive benefits monthly stipends that I had no idea about when I was younger. I didn't know about that. But as I got older, I learned people get monthly stipends, people get tax breaks, people get all type of different stuff.
For what?
just being their culture, just like Native Americans.
Okay.
They get certain breaks. If you're a foreigner and come over here, you get certain breaks. But melanated Americans don't get that same break, and we built this country.
You know, your boy Trump just said that.
He just said it. I mean, it's obvious. Everybody know that. Like, you know what I mean? That's common knowledge. But people don't want to admit it. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to vote just for the hell of voting. Like, be promise specific and be stern in it. And if they don't promise that, so what? I mean, what difference is it gonna make? Our lives is already fucked as a people. We on the bottom.
Like
I can only speak from our perspective being melanated.
I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's going. It's too much deceit, man. There's too much corruption inside of the voting system.
So why vote? That's my thing. A lot of people feel like that, but they still vote. What difference do it make?
You gotta vote, man.
Why?
Because my ancestors fought for the right for me to vote.
Oh my God! No, they didn't.
They did. Yes, they did.
They thought they were. They were lied to, bro.
Well, now it's legal now.
And it's legal. And what is it doing? How is it changing your life?
I'm casting it, man. You can't shake me on this one. I'm casting that bitch.
No,
I get that.
No, I'm happy. I like people that think like that. Look, but I just want to know why.
The last time I didn't cast it, what happened? There's a lot of people who didn't cast because of the two options you had.
What difference did it make?
They cheated their ass off. Yeah,
because I heard Hillary won the popular again. See, I didn't even follow none of it. I completely just left that alone. I could care less. But I heard Hillary technically won the popular vote.
That's correct.
See what I'm saying? So it's all game. What more? This is just a popularity contest. This candidate put this out there. You fell for it. You got game. Then you went and voted for him, and it didn't matter. Mm-hmm. The electoral college still has the upper hand.
So what you saying? You think we should do what's going on in Japan right now?
Do what?
You know what's popping overseas right now.
Oh, with all them in China. Oh, I think that's China.
Is that China?
I'm sorry, I think it's China.
Spoke.
Yeah, them protesters and all that.
Yeah.
If you ain't willing to do that,
they get their head thumped on the daily. That's the kind of change you're talking about.
But I don't know why they're doing that. What is the specific reasons why? I don't follow that. But if they're righteous and they're all sticking together and they have a reason to do it, I'm for it. Because that's really the only way you're going to change shit.
So what is
doing the same shit over and over? Ain't that the definition of insanity?
Yes.
And I feel like that's what people have been doing ever since they started just voting shit.
It's so
just doing the same shit over and over. Yeah. A lot of symbolism, like you said, our ancestors. Right. But you ain't got to go through all that. That's not going to work.
So if voting isn't going to do it?
Voting will do it if they're specific. You have to make them be specific in what we're voting for. We want this. We want to put this on the table. And that's where unity comes in. That's where unity comes in. Because if you come together and you come with some bread, then they'll listen to you. That's my thing. Do different shit. You ain't necessarily got to vote. Pull your resources together and money and come with an agenda.
So they can fuck you out your money?
No. They won't fuck you out your money if you promise certain, like, you're going to bring all the people to the polls. You're going to get what they want. You get what you want. Here's the paper. I'm going to pay for you to put this on the table. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because just asking for it ain't going to work. But if you put paper in somebody's hand, that might sway them.
What about the people who can't pay?
You all can pay as a collective unit. I'm not no individual person. No, that would never work. I'm talking about everybody come together as one. Because a lot of the Asian people, they don't vote in mass numbers. They just stick together and have their own communities and do their thing. Every time I went to vote, I don't see a lot of Asians anywhere. Everywhere. I don't know if I've ever seen an Asian vote now that I think about it.
I'm sure they do.
They probably do. I'm sure they do. But not in a large number. And they fine. You know why? Because they unify. And they sit together.
So if they don't vote, then how does foreign policy continue to work in their favor? Is that just the way the system's designed?
There you go. There you go. It continues to work so that
you might be right.
They can push out a certain group and elevate another group. That's why it works. It's all a system. And that's why if you melanated, I don't understand why you don't hold your vote.
But practically everyone is melanated.
I mean, specifically melanated American, what they consider black. If on the census, then would you check black?
You're not talking worldwide.
No, I'm talking about in America. I can't deal with world issues. I got to worry about America.
You got to worry about
America. I can't worry about all that type of shit.
You ain't got the answers, G.
And so that's what I know. But I want people to talk about it.
What does that mean? Snipe pander to the people. Can you know what that means?
Yeah, they like to pander to people. They like to shuck and jive and promise you empty promises. You know what I mean? Just like with Hillary when she had the hot sauce in her bag and doing the jig and dancing and shit. Coming to you as like a
you know what you call that?
Really
I call that reverse cooning.
That's shucking and jiving.
You ever seen reverse cooning?
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit, but that's pandering to people, playing on their emotions. Yeah,
gotcha.
The politicians, they play on your emotions. They put shit out there that you want to hear, but they really ain't doing shit. It ain't gonna work.
That's how.
And so that's my thing. If this happens, the inception of voting was since 1776, allegedly, and we in 2019, and ain't shit changed for our people. Like we've been on the bottom. Period.
So tell me,
gonna stay on the bottom.
So
I don't understand if you're not being promised anything specific.
You gotta enlighten me on that too, because you will have to get on that on the back end, because I ain't too familiar.
Specifically, what's on the table now? What's the big thing is reparations, restitution, reparation, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? That's the big thing on the ballot right now. Tangible, being promised something specifically.
Think we finna get reparations, bro?
That's the point. We putting it on the table. If you don't respect it and you don't want to put that as a policy, then we don't have to vote. That's the point.
We can't get a vote. We ain't getting no fucking reparations.
Because if you ain't been watching the news, the Democrats is in trouble.
For what?
Because we're putting reparations on the table. We want Democratic people. The pressure is on. That's what the ADOS movement has started. Okay. You know what I mean? That's why I say whether you agree with it or not, it's a movement that has got results. They putting in work. They're having conferences. They're putting it in politicians' mouth. They're making them say it. They didn't even want to acknowledge it. I told you about that benign neglect. Reparations was something you never talked about.
Neglect. Oh,
yeah, they never promised nothing ever.
I see what you're saying.
Play dumb. We're not. I know I would never specifically say I'm gonna owe you anything, so that way you can't come to me and say, "But you said."
Right.
I never promised you anything specific. So then that's what you always can rely on. But now here it is, 2019. It's just now changing. Like mindsets are changing.
And they fighting for reps.
That's what's on the table right now. Look at all the Democratic people. Any question that come up, they're saying, "How do you feel about reparation?" And any type of adversity or if you adversarial towards it, we off you.
And let me ask this question: why is it only the Democratic Party?
Because that's who they coming at with it. Because the Republicans
ain't trying to hear that shit.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? And the Democrats, that's the thing. They not either. So it don't matter.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's trying to hear it for real.
That's my thing. I'm not doing this show to advocate not voting. That'll be dumb. Like, vote and put your vote in.
Put your 2 cents in,
man. Cash your vote in if you feel that shit work. Especially on the local level. I'm really an advocate for local if you feel that you can trust people. But I hate all politicians. I don't give a damn if it's local or, you know what I mean? Because I just feel a lot of people get paid off.
Spiteful, man.
They in people's pockets. They get paid off and then your agenda change. You know what I mean? You're not genuine no more. But I don't necessarily blame them because that's a dirty game.
Absolutes.
Politicians is dirty. That politics game is dirty.
I'm sure it is.
You know what I mean? You got to do grimy, dirty shit that we would have no idea to get where you want to get. So that's why it's like.
So if that's the case, then think if. Okay, then, because to become president, you got to be the grimiest motherfucker ever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you? It don't matter. Democrat, Republican, I don't think it's no difference. They don't have your best interests at heart. They have an agenda that they have to follow.
I can agree on that.
You know what I mean? There's an agenda. The president is more so like the face runner or whatever. You know what I mean? He has a profile out there. This is who you think is in charge, but really,
yeah,
it's the powers. But you know what I mean?
Come on.
But that's the game. Like, they got you voting for this one specific person. Like, he has all that power.
They want you to put the Manchurians in place for him. When actually they gonna do it at the end of the day themselves.
But people still feel like that voting shit worked. That's the thing. You've been voting, ain't shit been working. You're mad. Shit is nothing changed. But yet you still want to vote.
But this
if you're not being promised anything
this
specific,
current administration is a result of not enough people voting. Because if more people voted, it would have been a lot harder for them to sway that.
I don't see anything different with this current administration than anything past. Like, it's all the same. It's people that don't have my people's best interests at heart.
It was another one before the Trump one, the cheat. Who cheated before?
What do you mean?
It was another election where they had.
I just said it in 2000 with the Gore and Bush.
That was Bush ass.
That was the first time I was able to vote. Some fuckery happened. The very first time. I was able to vote. Fuckery happened.
That's right.
So I came into the game being on some fuck shit.
You know what? When I think back to 2000,
2000,
November 2000.
Yeah, whenever that is, November.
I wasn't even able to vote that year.
You sure wasn't?
I was still 17.
Yeah, because you didn't turn 18 until December.
Yeah.
Yup. See, I was able to. I had just turned 18 in August. You know what I mean? I came into the game off that. You feel me? Let me see what Jeff said. Jeff Devlin say,
"Go vote."
Jeff Devlin say some things are worth fighting for. Our way of life. Fight the good fight. They legislate environment, wars, labor laws, rights. We have to do more than just vote to make a difference. Thank you.
That's true.
Put fire to people. Make them specifically promise you shit. And if they don't want to do it or acknowledge it, you don't have to vote. And stop using the symbolism. I don't want to hear my ancestors die for. That's not always true. They were lied to. Their situation was different. They were in despair.
You don't vote. Don't cast your ballot. I'm casting.
Ain't
my
shit
ballot.
Gonna change if you don't vote. Ain't shit gonna change. You still gonna be getting fucked over. You feel me?
It's got to be some kind of structure or culture. You just can't be giving up on shit. You don't just quit because the motherfuckers cheating. I'm gonna keep voting. Period. They can cheat all they want. I'm gonna still do the right thing and put my 2 cents in. Exercise my right. And if they don't abide by it, ain't shit I can do about it.
But how's that anything more than a waste of time?
What else could I do?
Don't go. You ain't gotta waste your time to do it.
But what does that solve?
It lets you know that we serious and we unified. If we all come together as one and we say we're not voting because nobody has our best interest and we all stick to that, that's powerful.
I don't know. Doing nothing don't make sense to me.
It ain't doing nothing. It's making a stand, taking a stand. Changing the game up is doing something different. Because voting ain't worked. If you ain't noticed. Like, looking in you seen the shit that's coming out with the new technology? You see what's happening to people? Technology is sourcing people out. The automation world, there's going to be jobs that are. If you notice, you can go on to McDonald's right now and not have any interaction with somebody.
Yeah,
you can go put your order in on the computer.
Bro, self-checkout was the first sign of that.
So here's my thing. You going to school, you getting all these degrees, you going to go to a job where they say, we got a robot that can do that. We have an automated system that can pump out way more than you ever could. And we don't need you. That's scary. But that's where it's going. And they say there's a story out now how automation is forcing people out of jobs. And the main people affected is guess who?
Minorities.
No, not minorities. Specifically, melanated males, black males are the number one.
So what are you talking about? Shop jobs? You talking GM?
No, any type of job. I'm talking about jobs where they can replace you with a robot. Like, I don't give a damn if it's telemarketing.
How is it? I'm baffled right now. How is it that the majority of hold on, because the people that's losing these jobs to robots just so
production workers, a lot of production workers. We just said with McDonald's, jobs as simple as McDonald's, you're not going to be needed. They don't need as much staff anymore.
They don't want you to have a headache.
You see what I'm saying? That's the plan now.
So
this is where it's going. Look at this. You can have objects in your house and have it turn. People are so damn lazy, they don't even want to turn their own lights on.
What you mean?
You can say, Echo, turn this on. You know what I mean? You can do anything.
Yeah. That's how we doing it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they dumbing shit down. So a lot of people are not going to be needed. Like this is the story out now.
It's gonna happen, but the
automation is forcing people out of jobs, bro.
I get that, but the fact that it just so happened to be black dudes that's losing their jobs to robots.
Because there's a lot more in the production fields in the lower ends of shit that they don't have, like the masters and the CEO positions.
Right, I get it.
There's a lot more of the public, the general public, that don't have higher positions. And a lot of people in those positions happen to be melanated Americans. You know what I mean? Black males.
Wow.
You can look at the story. It's out now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out.
You know what I mean? That shit is scary to me. That's all I'm saying. Shit is getting scary, man. And without changing up the system or doing something different, it's gonna be a lot of people in bad situations, man. I'm talking about like 2000, like by 2022, 2023. Go ahead.
Charles G. Jomo, voting is important if you know how to vote strategically to shift power. That's why they use techniques like gerrymandering. Yeah.
And that gerrymandering shit, I don't even know exactly what that is, Chuck, but you know that's Gitu. What up, though?
What up, Gitu?
But what difference do it make if they're not specifically promising you anything as your people? You know what I mean? I'm speaking specifically on like melanated Americans because that's the only point of view I can come from. I can't live as any other race.
That's your point of view.
So I'm just saying, if you're not being promised anything specific, just going to vote just for the hell of voting, I don't think that's going to accomplish anything. That's
so here's the definition of gerrymandering.
What is it? Hit me with it.
Manipulate the boundaries of an electoral continuancy so as to favor one party or class. So yeah, it's basically the system is designed to not to favor minorities, obviously.
Yo. And let me hear what Black Snipe say. Black Snipe, what up though? We know we rock with you heavy.
What's good, Snipe?
He say we was talking about politicians, they professional liars, and he say a lot of people go vote for the sticker, and that's a fact.
That's like, lame as fuck.
But no, that's that symbolism shit. My people
man.
Died back in the day, so I went to vote, and I got my sticker to show it. Look,
man, I don't even.
You know how many people post that shit on the book or in grams?
No.
Come on, man. On the voting day,
I see it all the time.
People put that little sticker up there all the time. I voted as if like that's gonna. Come on, man. This game.
I
feel you on that, bro. They voting for that damn sticker, man.
But I don't even
people
get the sticker.
People are voting just for the hell of it. A lot of people don't even know shit about their policies. They don't sit down with no type of checklist, check over to make sure the politician or the candidate did everything they said it was. You have no fucking idea. Once that term is over, it's on to the next. But you got demanding nothing. You don't ask them to do anything. You don't make them go check to see what they was gonna do. Because a lot of them would be on that campaign trail and they be gun-ho for this and I'm gun-ho for that. And then they get in office and don't do shit.
That happens all the time.
I mean, even something as simple as prosecuting policemen that are killing innocent people. That's hard to do. That's why all this fuck shit with that Amber Geiger case, you know what I mean? Like, it's clearly fuckery and this is the weirdest, illest case I've seen in the public in a minute.
Don't get started on that shit at 10:03.
No, but I'm just saying, at least that's a start. Like, she at least got 10 years, which is probably going to be down to 5.
No, it's already.
But there are cops that had nothing. They were just able to walk free.
10. She's not doing 10.
Yeah, I know she's not doing 10. It's all some bullshit. But imagine if you did that and it was a law. It was automatic 40 piece. You going to jail 40 years. Period.
Yeah.
Do you think you would keep seeing that shit as much as you do?
Man, there's people who've done less who went to jail for longer. And
that's my point. These people are paid to protect and serve. I'm talking about police.
Yeah, man. See, you're getting started, man.
On camera, and they getting acquitted. So I hate everything about that Amber Geiger case, but at least she got something I can say. Because that's more than majority of people. You know what I mean?
True,
but that's the system we in, but that's what you voting for, though. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is exercise your right to vote. Right. I would never steer anybody away from voting. If you really feel obligated to do it, and you feel like somebody is honest and
cast your ballot,
put it in, especially locally. Like you know, somebody like school district or school board, anything like that can make a change. I'm all for that. Put your people in there if you can.
You talking presidential?
Presidential, mainstream. I mean, if you're not being if your racial group is not being promised anything specific, I don't honestly see the need to vote. I mean, I'm just at that point now. I don't believe in the system. There's too many events that has happened. There's too much fuckery that's happened that has jaded me.
So you said something there. You said if they're not promising your race certain things. So now you're saying that politicians need to promise each individual group what they need.
Yeah, because there's a lot of groups that get promised stuff and they succeed. And the one group is the LGBTQ. They get promised specific things. So if that one group can get promised
things, but they're mixed with all kinds of races.
So ADOS is a group. That's why that's a group now. You see what I'm saying? Before it was never a specific group. Just black people is too blanket. We're limited to ADOS. This is the group. Do you feel me? You have to be a specific group. That's my point. There's been plenty of groups that have promised stuff. They've getting stuff to this day. I wasn't privy to it. I didn't even know it until I learned about it. I'm like, wow. I didn't know it's people getting at least 4 to 5 racks a month doing nothing.
Man, I know all about it. I've been knowing about
that.
I
never knew about that until I, was educated on that. I didn't grow up knowing nobody like that.
If you have a certain percentage of a particular lineage,
which they call Native Americans, but our people are technically Native Americans because we don't have no home. America is it. If shit was to fall apart, if you don't have no country that you specifically tied to or the area, you don't know where to go.
That's a fact, man.
Because saying you African American, what does that mean?
And that's the most.
Where in Africa can we go?
That's the most brutal thing about the African American, though. We really don't know our history.
No, because there's people that are Nigerian, Kenyan, Somalian, Ethiopian,
they know where they
Egyptian.
From.
You know where you're going. You got people over there. Eritrean, Salute to the dip. R.I.P. my man. One of the realest. But I'm just saying, if you're not specifically tied to an area, if shit was to go down, you don't have nowhere to go. This is your home.
Yeah, you're right. This is the crib.
So if that's your group, you need to be promised us specifically.
I see where they're going with that. That's a slick way in right there. Because that's what they're listening to. They're listening to specific groups.
That's what ADS is putting on the table, and that's why they're putting reparations on the table. That's what I'm saying. Look into it, man.
At the same time, so they don't believe in voting.
They do believe in voting if you're promising specific things. They don't believe in voting just to be voting. We're putting stuff on the table. This is what we want. We want you to address it. If you don't even have the respect to even address it or even bring it up, there's no need for me to have the respect to vote for you.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
So it's a trade for trade.
Okay. Yes.
You feed the need, we put you in office.
You don't want to acknowledge this? Cool. I'm not going to vote for you. And that's just simple.
I got it.
But it's a lot of people scared. They go, no, my ancestors voted, so I'm going to vote.
Well, I mean, I'm really
we past that now, man. It's a different time, man. We need unity. We don't need that's just another way to separate people. Oh, you don't believe this?
But here's the problem. Here's the issue. It's going to take a very long time for that to take hold because now people need to be able to trust this group. What behalf is this group speaking on? What do they have to offer? What ideology are they using in order to be able to create fairness for the people that's supposed to be included?
And that's what we're trying to put on the table, and that's what we want a specific politician to answer. There's questions being asked like that. What can be done about this? Jobs are being taken away. Police brutality. Nothing's being done. We don't have, financially, if you can't do nothing, if you're not protected by the police, if the school system is trash, you're screwed. As a people, you're a done deal. You really have no hope to progress as a people. A few people individually can do some shit, but that ain't gonna do nothing. You got to be strong and united, in my opinion. Some people might not agree with that, but I don't see how you can if it's benefiting your people.
Now, initially,
there's nothing wrong with looking out for your people.
When you put it in perspective in regards to a group, we broke it down how LGBT is
that's a specific group.
Yeah, it is. Correct. You're correct.
Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's a group. And they've been given specific benefits and things as a group because they came to the table, they were unified, and it's also an agenda, but that's on another tangent. But they came together as a group at the end of the day. So you need to be labeled as a specific group.
And what's the name of this group again?
ADOS is the movement now.
ADOS.
Yeah.
And the acronym for that?
American Descendants of Slaves.
All right, got it.
Because every other place got a group. You know what I mean? You got, like I said, you got. I'm Afghanistan. I'm from Afghanistan. I'm from Iraq. I'm from Italy.
Right.
I'm from Asia. I'm from Malaysia. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We can't say that because our people we so scattered in Americans as Black Americans, melanated Americans. We scattered about this is our land. We technically are Native Americans as well, but they don't call us that. So we aboriginal to this land, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Our people put in work, and I don't like people saying reparations is a handout. It's not a handout. That is for renders served, business. They put in work. A lot of people say that's a handout, but no, that's what this motherfucker was built off the sweat, tears, and hard work.
Just like the right to vote.
But I'm saying that people built this for free. America wasn't America until slavery, the slave trade, and all that. That's where the boom and the economic boom and all that came from, and to where we are today.
Right. Yes.
Before that, this place was not popping like that.
Understood.
You know what I mean? America. So, if you go to your job tomorrow and they tell you, we love how you do, we love the work you do, but we just not able to pay you, what you gonna do?
What the fuck? I'm out. I'm deuce.
Thank you. So that's reparation.
Deuce out. Wasting my time.
People put in the work.
But you didn't put in the work. I didn't put in the work.
But it's passed down from the my people that did.
I understand. But
you know what I mean? So their life is not in vain.
Isn't that the same as the right to vote? That they
not if you
sweat and tears in there.
But if you voted for what though? Like if you're not giving what? Because that's been put in the laws that you promised that 40 acres in the move. You heard that? 40 acres and the mule. You were promised specific stuff and it never was received. They promised it and took it away.
What would I do with a mule today? What is the equivalent of a mule today?
It's transportation. It was that would be because it's like a backhoe now or some like tractor or something. You know what I mean? That was back then. We talking about now, like land, being able to have a gardens and fucking grow your own food or build something on that land. You know what I mean? Having the rights to do it. Build your own community, anything.
I'll take the land, but what the fuck I'm gonna do with a mule?
Man,
I want the equivalent.
The mule is not that little mule.
What was a mule worth then?
Or what a tractor or something is today.
Like a Tahoe?
Yeah, what a tractor with something to pull stuff. I mean? Yeah, it did work. It helped you. It helped you
was that
move
worth a Chevy hoe?
You know what I mean?
If it was worth a Chevy hoe, then I'd give me that 40 acres in that mule. Otherwise, keep that
I'm just saying,
shitty ass animal.
There's certain people that promise specific stuff. So,
and I think the group thing is a great idea. Like, you know what I mean, package it into a group deal like that so that they can approach the government as a collective. I think that's genius. And I'm going to just put it like this. Exercise your right either way.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is up to you to exercise that right. To if you decide to vote or not, that's up to you. But you got the right to do so. And it's okay with feeling comfortable and knowing that your ancestors fought for you to have the right to vote. Whether your shit matter or not. Yeah. If you want to put that 2 cents in, put it in there. At the end of the day, you know, as an American citizen, you did the thing you could do to create a better quality of life for you and your community.
Yeah, and don't feel shame is my thing. If you don't feel like voting and you don't believe in the system, then you have the right to hold your vote out. And don't let nobody shame you into nothing. I don't want to hear about that. Man, that's why we the SimpFree podcast, man. With that sucker shit, you're not going to punk me into doing anything. I don't give a damn how you feel about nothing. I'll be respectful about it, and I'll respect where you come from, and respect where I come from. If you don't, oh well, fuck you. So I want to read a few more comments.
And the horse you rode in on.
You hear me? I want to read a few more comments, man, and we're going to get about this nasty thing. You hear me? Charles Jomo, what up, though? He say G is right. Jomo? We can use this tool just as they use it. They ain't smarter than us. But the only way we can use this tool to our benefit is educate ourselves about the mechanisms in power. Mm. And one little, very small, minute form of power you can have is unifying and holding your vote because you ain't been promised something specific as a group. If your group specifically isn't giving anything, you can come together as one and not vote. And then you will be fine, promise.
Initially, you didn't explain the perspective. You didn't explain where you were coming from with this group shit.
Because I want to give you bit by bit. I can't give it all in the show. I got to bleed it through the show, goddammit.
Okay, I get you now. Then.
I want to ease people into it. You know what I mean? I want to lead them down the road. Goddammit. I don't want to give them everything right away. Hey, put that. Hey, he put it up there. I ain't even see. I see. Hey, this boy be good.
Hit us up at info at SimpFreePodcast.com. That's info at SimpFreePodcast.com. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Coming at you live. It's October 9th. You free?
Jeff will say power to the people and organize. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Black Snipe. They gave us whoopings and the N-word. Heavy. Is he saying we carry that today? Ooh, what a way to end.
Whoopings
and the N-word, and that's what we had today. Yes, giving people ass whoopings, cheerings, using the N-word.
Damn.
That's what we got.
That is what we got.
Wow. Heavy Black Snipe. Appreciate you. Hey, man. As always, man. We ain't on no sucker shit at the SimpFree podcast. We by no means have all the answers. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to offend anybody.
Hey,
if you offended, this ain't the podcast for you.
It's not.
You know what I mean? We having fun. We here to talk some shit, educate, learn some new shit, and share. You know what I mean? We promote people. We want people to win here, man. We ain't no haters here, man.
Yeah.
I want people to win.
Speak your piece. We gonna speak ours.
It's always love. We always appreciate all y'all for rocking with us, man. Again, info@simpfreepodcast.com, man. If you got any inquiries, you want us to put on something, you want to put something out there, put your business out, whatever you doing, your endeavors, fuck with us, man. We real with it.
We'll be here.
We ain't on no sucker shit. For
we'll
real.
Right here.
We love y'all, man. For real.
Happy hump
We
day,
out, man. We happy to do another one. We'll be back next Wednesday, man. 9 p.m. Eastern. That boy be Mace. Be easy.
That boy Wizz.
It's that boy Wizz. G Wizz. You heard? Whatever you want to go, that boy G. We out here, man. We love y'all.
Hey, man.
Hey, let me hear the music. Turn it up, dude.
I got it right here.
Ooh.
Think it over.
Hey, turn that up. Yeah. Y'all hear it? Hey, we love y'all, man.